I am back here still with you all, and I would like to check. So, we will be talking about find your voice, lead with confidence. Then, if you can help me on a scale 5 to 10, what number are your confidence level? So, you can put on the chat box. Okay, on a scale 5 to 10. Cristanto said 5. Apri 3. Apri, you broke the rules. 5 to 10. Rona 10. Zumgusti 7. Come on, everyone. All right. So, okay. Jenny 8. Lutfi 6. Belinda, she was 6. Wow. Anything else? Anyone? So, all right. So I hope, like we all, Defa said 5. Thank you very much for all of you. We hope after you joining this event, these sessions, then you can leveling up your confidence into 100, 200, 500 by listening our expertise and also real experience by them. And once again, welcome to District 87 Public Relations Program. It's called Find Your Voice, Lead with Confidence, and we will be having a few sessions. So first thing first, we will have the sharing session from our two wonderful speakers. And we also have a panel discussions led by our moderator. And we also have a Q&A sessions. Then we will take a pictures together to remember this momentum. So during the sharing sessions and also the panel discussions, I would really encourage you all, if you have a questions, please put your questions in the chat box or you can ask directly during the Q&A. Now, without further ado, I would like to call our special moderator this evening. Our moderator is Distinguished Toastmaster Rona Watiwongso. She is a Green Toastmasters Club president recently and has been a member of Toastmasters since 2019. Distinguished Toastmasters Rona has held various leadership roles in clubs and District 87. Wow, like this is extraordinary. She has completed 11 pathways and achieved 5 times DTMs. Everyone, please give a virtual applause. If I were or if I was beside you, Verona, I will give you 5 times hugs. So one hugs for one DTM, 5 times DTM. Amazing. Not only that, she is also has conducted 7 spacecraft with more than 90 participants. What a journey! And I remember I was involved in one of the spacecraft that you are organized back then, Verona. Not only that, outside of Toastmasters, Distinguished Toastmasters Rona Watiwongso is a CFA charter holder and CEO of Rantai Breakthrough Consulting, a business consultant specializing in profit optimizations and company turnaround. She has 30 years of business experience as a leader and 20 years as CFO in various industries. Also helps increase company profits massively, optimize profits, and turn around companies. She is also the author of a business book, Company Makeover for Massive Profit. So all in all, in the summary, Distinguished Toastmasters Rona Watiwongso is a leader and also achiever. It is a pleasure for me to meet you and we have crossed path in our life with you, Rona. Thank you very much for sharing that. And once again, please give a big applause to our moderator, Distinguished Toastmasters Rona Watiwongso. Over to you.
Thank you very much, our OC, Melita, for such a good introductions. And I'm very honored to be the moderator of today's sessions. I am Rona Watiwongso, DTM, and I will be the moderator of today's discussion. Today, we will discuss Find Your Voice, Lead with Confidence. and we will discuss on how Toastmaster can help you grow, not just as a confident speaker, but as an inspiring leader. And today we are so lucky that we have two wonderful speakers. The first one is Christopher Halim, who will share insights on the art of public speaking. And the second is Kedelix Fall, who will speak about leadership starts with you. Together, we will uncover on how both leadership and communication go hand in hand in Toastmasters. Do you all agree that both being a good communicator and a great leader goes hand in hand? Yes?
Yes, we do
Yes.
agree.
So this topic will help you connect these two skills with two wonderful speakers and how each of us can bring out our best self throughout this journey. Now, let me introduce our first speaker, Christopher Halim, The Art of Public Speaking. Chris' home club is Surabaya Toastmaster Club and currently the VP of Public Relations. He is the winner of 2025 Division G Table Topic Contest and was the contestant in district level, all achieved in 9 months after joining Toastmasters since August 2024. It's marvelous. Within just 9 months, he has done a lot. An EXCO in STC and a winner in 2025 Division G table topic. Amazing, right? Just within 9 months. For work, he is an entrepreneur, currently running a web design agency. He first knew Toastmasters since he was in high school through a WCPS contest video on YouTube. It sparked his love for public speaking and storytelling until now. And I have seen it with my own eyes, how energetic and love he has for public speaking and storytelling. So we will be honored to have him tonight. His goal is to win the higher level of public speaking contest one day. And he believes joining Toastmasters can give him the guidance and skills to achieve it while having a lot of fun in the journey. Let's welcome our first speaker, Christopher Halim, The Art of Public Speaking.
All right. Thank you so much, TTM Rona, for the very nice introduction. So, hi, everyone. My name is Christopher Halim. You can call me Chris. And as Purana said, my home club is Surabaya Toastmasters Club. So, I live here in my city, Surabaya. And this is, I think, my first time speaking in a district event. So, hi, everyone. Nice to meet you all. And I hope my tonight's sharing session can be beneficial for every one of you. And you can learn something more about me and also about public speaking. So, okay, first, I would like to share my screen. Okay, can someone give me a thumbs up if you are able to see my screen? All right, thank you so much. Okay, so the title which is given to me for tonight's sharing session is The Art of Public Speaking. So The Art of Public Speaking is a very big title for me, but tonight I'm going to spend most of the time talking about one of the most memorable journey of my Toastmasters journey, which is I think more than 1 year now, which is how I made it to the district contest, because I think that was one of the most memorable, exciting, and my most happy moments in my Toastmasters Club. And I hope that you all can learn something from my journey. But before I share something about it, I want to share with you all what sparked my interest in public speaking. So during high school, I watched a lot of this. Do you know what is this? Yeah, based on the letters, you already know, right? This is a TED Talk. So in high school, I watched a lot of TED Talks, learned a lot about them, and I find it very amazing how people with great ideas can speak on a stage and share it. So they can speak about anything, about things like their hobby, about business, about economics, about anything. And I find a lot of value in those TED Talks that I watch during my high school days. And one day when I was like browsing YouTube, searching for everything about TED Talks, I stumbled upon a video like a TED Talk, but it's not a TED Talk. So this video is this. Maybe some of you know who this guy is. So I watched this video and I was amazed at what impact it had on me compared to all the TED Talks that I've watched. This video is actually, he is Prezyan Vasilev, which is the 2013 World Championship of Public Speaking at that time. So he's a Toastmasters, and I watched his final video for the public speaking contest in Toastmasters. The title was Changed by Attire. It was around, I think, 6 minutes long. And the impact that it had on me was phenomenal. So I would say that this man, Prezyan Vasilev, is the one that really sparked my interest, sparked my love for Toastmasters, and gave me a new perspective on how a public speaking could be done. And since I watched his speech, so this is the screenshot of his speech. He was talking about his story about changing attire. And since I watched his speech, my view of public speaking really changed. Why? Because he was able to deliver a very powerful message from just a simple story. A story that doesn't need any jargons, any technical terms, any hard words for people to understand, unlike a TED Talk. But that message, that impact it had on myself was so much than a TED Talk. So yeah, I discovered this video and I thought, wow, there is a organization, there is a contest, there's an event that beats the impact that people have on TED Talk. And that is how I get to know Toastmasters and how I fell in love about the World Championship of Public Speaking, which is the club contest at the highest level. And from that moment on, I started to watch less TED Talks and I started to watch a lot more of Toastmasters World Championship of Public Speaking. So I started to watch a lot of the contest video from the first place, second place, third place, and also the semifinals, all in the Toastmasters channel. And I was hoping that, is there any Toastmasters here in my city? And back then, I didn't know anything about Toastmasters, and I didn't expect that there will be a Toastmasters in Indonesia. And after that, a few moments went by. Just last year, I stumbled upon this poster. It's a poster from my home club, which is Surabaya Toastmasters Club. If you can all see the date, it was on 21st of August, 2024. So I stumbled upon this flyer on Instagram and I thought, what? There's a Toastmasters in Indonesia? And I directly contacted, right? You see the name there. It's Toastmaster Nettie, which is currently our club president. I just WhatsApp her, chat her that saying that I want to join Toastmasters. But she said, you should come first and then see whether or not you want to join. And so I did. So I did come. So this is the poster of my very first ever Toastmaster meeting on 21st of August, 2024. So you can see the red circle with the white t-shirt. That's me last year in my very first Toastmasters meeting. And after that meeting, I immediately told Toastmaster Nettie, which is the VPPR back then, like, I want to join this. So that night, I made the payment, gave my details and everything. And yeah, I become the member of Surabaya Toastmasters Club on that day. So it was a very quick process because all I heard about Toastmasters was like way years ago. And when I know that, wow, in Indonesia, there's a Toastmasters, I immediately joined. And this was my very first start of my Toastmasters journey. And I started to pursue what I wanted, which is doing the contest. And I started doing the icebreaker, started doing all of the projects to get to level 2 so that I could participate. And I'm doing it quite fast because at the time of joining, it was around August and September. So I need to finish level 2 in just a few months so that I can join my club contest in January. And if I want to share with you guys some of my experience, my icebreaker, when I do my first icebreaker, I genuinely thought that it was going to be very easy. Speaking to a 10, on a table and a 10 person, I assuming it was going to be easy. But it turns out on the day of the icebreaker, I was shaking. And I still remember that suddenly my mind was just go blank. And I still had my phone that back then. I wrote my script on my phone. I put my phone on the table because I was so afraid that I would forget. And when I did my icebreaker speech, I did go blank for a few seconds. And so yeah, that's the thing, guys. I mean, speaking to like 10 people, 15 people is not as easy as you thought it would be. It's quite challenging, especially you have not spoken everywhere before. But it shows that Toastmasters, even though it's simple, it's just a club with a few people, it can change you. It can give you lessons that you have never experienced before, just by the first project, which is Icebreaker. So yeah, that's, I think, one of my memorable memories during the start of my Toastmasters journey. And so I did finish level 2, and then I joined my club contest in January, and I did win the first place in international speech, the first in table topics, and the second place in the evaluations back then. And after this club contest, I move on to the area contest, right? So the area contest, the same. I won first place in international speech, first place in table topics, and also second place in evaluations. And right here in the area contest, I felt surreal. So like the thing that I was always dreaming of, I was watching when I was in high school, the contest and everything started to get real. It's like I dreamt of being on that stage, and this journey, when I went to the area, it's like, wow, is this getting real? Can I actually speak in like a large stage someday? So this is very memorable for me. And all of this is done with Toastmasters. And after the area contest, I move on to the division contest. So here, I won the first in table topics. That's why I went to the district contest and won third also in the international speech. And if you can see the photos, I was very, very happy that I won. And yeah, this is my, like after I won division, it's get even crazier. I mean, like, what? I won this in my first contest try. Yeah, I still couldn't believe it, but here it is. That's my trophy. And yeah, so I mean, this contest journey is very memorable for me because the thing that we thought that we couldn't do, it's happening very quickly in Toastmasters. And I don't want to say that I am lucky, but I think, yeah, luck has a big part of that. We can all agree, right? But what I want to say is that every one of you can do this if you want to pursue the contest, just like I did, because yeah, it's my first year. And it's very powerful and life-changing for me, this division contest. And after the division contest, I move again to the district contest. So this is some of my photos. Here we are taking photos with DTM Randa, DTM Joe, and also DTM Desmond in Bandung back then. And I'm going with two of my closest fellows in my club, which is Toastmaster Dia and Toastmaster Nettie. And they even printed, like you see at the bottom right corner, it's like a poster they hold when I was doing the contest. And yeah, it was very memorable for me. And I thank thank them for accompanying me to the contest and yeah, just being with me throughout all of my journey. And this is also the photos I took. So I saw some of you guys over here. You see your photos, right? So we have Gusti, we have, I don't know, I saw Burona also, and also a lot of friends from Bali. And this is one of my, greatest moments, happiest moments of this year, going to the Bandung District 87 conference. And yeah, it's a very good experience. So this is the pictures of me doing the table topics contest. And I was very, very shaky. Like when I did this for the first time, when I did the sound check and everything, it really is like a dream come true. I mean, when I see the stage and all of the people, this is what I joined Toastmasters for, and I can't believe I'm living it. And yeah, like here's the sneak peek of me doing it. So yeah, did I do good? I think so for myself. But did I win? No. Why? Because there are a lot of better speakers out there, and I'm glad I learned a lot from them. So this contest experience is what drives me into learning more about public speaking, even more right now. And it gave me the ambition to achieve a higher level of public speaking in the future. And yeah, this is my certificate of participation. And I wrote here in my Instagram post back then, the past 3 days have taught me more about public speaking and leadership than I ever have in my entire life. And that is very true. So I learned a lot about leadership, about public speaking, and about a larger Toastmasters. Because when you only visited the clubs and maybe the areas and never visited the district, when you go to the district, boom, it was like a very new experience for me. And also back then, I met a lot of my favorite speakers. On the left, you see TTM Natalie Chaidi, which is now I learned a lot from her. She's right now my mentor. She has won multiple district champion. And also on the right, you see I took a photo with right now the second winner of the World Championship Public Speaking, which is Mas Mahathir bin Mohamad. And with this picture, I'm hoping I could also become like them in the future. Amen to that. And yeah, it's been very fun. And this is the photos that I took with some friends from Surabaya and also from Bali. And yeah, because of them, my district experience is very fun. And Melita, I see you in there, that photo. And it was very fun. Yeah, so this is my District 87 conference experience. And right now, I'm doing my job as the VPPR of my club, which is Surabaya Toastmasters Club. And yeah, and I'm loving all of our regular meetings. And as the VPPR, I want to give some promotions also. Join Surabaya Toastmasters Club meeting. We meet every first and third Wednesday of the month, and it's hybrid. So you have no reason not to join our meeting. So yeah. And that was a little bit of my story about my district contest journey. Now we went on to our topic for tonight's session, which is public speaking, the art of public speaking. And I want to ask you maybe what makes public speaking an art? Why is it an art? And I will answer this question using 5 points. So why is public speaking an art? And what we can actually learn from it. So the first one, a good speech is like a good sculpture. So if you think of an art has so many forms, right? We have like sculptures and paintings and everything. And the first point I want to talk about is a good speech is like a good sculpture. A good sculptor chisels away everything that isn't the final form. A great speaker pares away every unnecessary word or idea, leaving only the essential, impactful message. So if you guys could see the box, the stone uncarved, and then until they are carved, they become a very beautiful statue on the right. So making a good speech is like making a sculpture. We take away what is not necessary until we achieve the thing that we want. So a lot of beginners make this mistake. Me also. We add a lot of details to our speech, and that makes us our message even more blurry. So yeah, the first tip is like good speech is like a good sculpture. So you take away what isn't the final form, and you leave the audience with your final form. The second thing, a good speech is like a good painting. But instead of using paint, a great public speaker uses emotion, like choosing a color from a palette. We select stories and pick the emotion that we're going to present to the audience. So like a good painting, public speaking is like an art, right? We select our story and we pick the emotion that we want to give to our audience, and we gave it to them. And how we select these colors or this emotion is what determines our speech. How our speech can be felt by the audience is determined by how we select the emotion, just like a painter selecting a color to paint a good picture. So a good speech is like a good painting. And next, we move on to the third point, which is a good speech is like a well-organized orchestra. So if you see the picture at the bottom, you see a lot of instruments. So in an orchestra, there are a lot of musical instruments. You have the cello, you have the violin, you have the saxophone, you have the harp and everything. So it's the same as making a good speech, same as public speaking. We have a lot of elements involved. We have the content, the script making, the content, the structure, like your body, your opening, your closing, and also the delivery. When delivering a speech, we have to take account of a lot of things, such as the body language, how we stand, how we move, the vocal variety, how we use our voice, how we pace our speech, and a lot of other things. So I always think of a good speech is like a well-organized orchestra. When everything that we learn, everything that we practice goes in harmony, we will have a very good speech. So a good speech is like a well-organized orchestra. Next, a good speech is like a masterpiece. So if you guys can see the picture on the center, it's a picture of someone copying a painting. So this is actually taken in the Museum of Washington, D.C., where people usually just paint a painting, copying the other painting at the back. So the lesson here is that no matter how hard you copy someone, you cannot be that someone. And that's why you shouldn't do it. No matter how hard someone copy you, they cannot be you. And that is your power. So from this point, I just want to say that as a beginner, I also tend to make this mistake. We try to copy our favorite speaker and try to be like them. But unfortunately, in that journey, we kind of lose our style. So my message to you is like, just at the first part of learning, it's okay if you copy, but in the end, you should always find your own style in your public speaking journey. And the last one is a good speech is an art expression. So what this means is that there is no perfect art. There will be flaws and imperfections. And when you perform, things will not go exactly as how you practiced, and that is okay. And the first time that I do my icebreaker, I went blank and I forgot stuff. And at that time, I was feeling a little bit down because I think, wow, I don't have any, like, maybe I'm not able to speak on this level. But back then, my mentor, Toastmaster Dia, always told me that it's okay if you miss out on some points, go blank, that is normal. Because public speaking is not supposed to be perfect because it's your expression. There is no perfect art. There will always be flaws and imperfections. That's why we have our evaluators, right? To point out our mistakes and to help us become a better version of ourselves. And if you can see, the left picture is a picture of a cup, which is in Japanese, we call it kintsugi. It's broken cup, which is sealed back, brought back to one piece using gold. And the value of that is much higher. because there's gold in it. The same with our speech. Every time we do a speech, we got imperfections. It's okay because the next speech we will be better. And the value of that is much higher than when you fail. So yeah, this is my takeaways from the title, which is The Art of Public Speaking. And I try to find some similarities between public speaking and art. And if public speaking is an art, I think Toastmasters is my studio, because I think when I really like about Toastmasters is that I think Toastmasters is the perfect place for a beginner public speaker like me or like anyone else to start their public speaking journey. And the first thing that I like about Toastmasters is that it's a safe space for speaking. And I think there's someone said that you only learn to speak by speaking. We don't learn to speak by watching videos, by reading books. We can only learn to speak well by speaking. And I think there are not many communities out there that provide a safe space, especially for public speaking. And in Toastmasters, I found it because we are evaluated and we are given like a safe space and supporting audience to help us grow. And two, we have a proven curriculum, and with the new pathways enhancement, I think it's a very good thing that we have it. And by just following the pathways, we can always be a better speaker. And three, a global stage. And this one is, I think, the most impactful for me because, like I shared to you in the beginning of my session, I can do the contest and pass through district where I met a lot of foreign people there, a lot of people from other countries, from Malaysia, from Brunei, and from the other countries. And it felt like a global stage for me. And the fact that I started with a club contest and I can stand there and speak, I think that's what makes Toastmasters so special. Yeah, and I think this is the end of my session. And my message to you is see you in Cebu, because I will be going there for a District 87 conference next year. And I'm hoping that every one of you watching will be interested to also join us in Cebu, because as you can see from my photos, it was a very memorable experience. And for those of you who haven't went to a conference event, it will be life-changing for you. And after this, we'll be listening. And I'm also excited to hear from Kate Alex, our second speaker, and I'm sure he has a lot more experience than me. And with that, I will return the control back to our lovely moderator tonight, DTM Ronawati Wongso.
Wow, let's give a round of applause to Chris. Yeah. What we hear from Chris is very complete, right? The first, we learn about his personal journey. And it was very exciting to know how and why he knows Toastmaster. In fact, I was so amazed. I have seen Chris speaking live. I think in the area contest, in the division contest, and maybe also in the district contest, because I was also in Bandung. And at the time when I watched him speaking, I was mesmerized by how fast he is. Such a comet, very stellar, a newcomer, but boom, like he is a very good storyteller. So thank you, Chris, for sharing with us about your personal journey, why you joined Toastmaster, and what inspired you. And I also like about when you say that why public speaking is an art. And you give 5 things, It's a sculpture, a painting, an orchestra, and also a masterpiece. It gave us like an eye-opener, and especially for guests and prospective Toastmaster, this is all you need to have a good public speaking. And then you follow up with, if public speaking is an art, then Toastmaster is my studio. I love it. I love it because, there is a good metaphor. to be a studio, it means like complete. In your studio, you feel comfortable, you have all the tools you need, and you can produce a masterpiece on a global stage. So you said that it's a safe space for speaking, a proven curriculum, completely agree, and a global stage indeed. If you won the district championship, then you will go to the world champion. And I'm very confident that you will be one day our world champion. So let's give a round of applause to Christopher again. Yes, thank you for sharing. And I will come back to you later on with questions, and also the audience. If you have any questions, please write, or later on you can ask by open mic. Now let's come and listen to our second speaker, Kedelik Fa. Kedelik Fa speech will be about leadership starts with you. Kay is the third place winner of District 87 International Speech Contest and presently Division M Director. And Kay, by the way, if you ask about his age, he is very, very, very young to be a Division Director. So let's listen from him about his journey in Toastmaster leadership. Kedelik Fa, leadership start with you.
All right, thank you very much, Diti and Rona. That sounded just like, during the contest, and then they will spell one more time, and then we start our speech, right? Yeah, all right. Also, one more thing is I didn't know that we have to prepare such a long introduction, because just now Toastmaster Christopher's introduction was so long, but it was so inspiring. Yeah. All right, everyone. For my session today, I will not be speaking for too long, but I guess that's what every Toastmaster say before they begin to speak for 2 days and 3 nights, right? I'm only gonna speak for a bit, and they're like, over time. Now, before I actually do only speak for a bit, let me share my PPT first for everyone. And my topic is going to be leadership starts with you. And you can see below the title is the subtitle, which reads Gen Z Edition. And the reason why is simple. I was really brainstorming, like, I'm supposed to share about leadership to a room full of leaders who are more experienced than me. How can I do that? What's in it for them? And so I suppose I'm going to share my insight on leadership from the perspective of a Gen Z, and how leadership is actually so absurd, so weird, especially in Toastmasters. Now, before I go there, let me introduce myself first. So I'm Kedelik Fa, and yes, this is my only introduction. It's very short, but yeah, I'm the third place winner 2022, and I could say I'm perhaps the youngest division director in our district history at the age of 21. Yeah, so that's one thing. So that's all about me. That's all I can flex about. Yeah, let's move on to the nights. Let me share with you all my Toastmasters leadership journey as well. So I joined March 2020. It was right before COVID hit. I became the VPM 2021 to 2022. The next term, I become the VPE. The next term, I become president, and then area director last year, and this year, division director M. Right. I would like to share with everyone my leadership journey as well, how I started. So Toastmaster Christopher had such a wonderful discovery, right? Oh, watching WCPS, attending his first, so on and so forth. Mine is a little bit different. So let me share with you how I got into Toastmasters. I think some of you might have already known, but I got light the first meeting. And the reason why is because my neighbor, literally my neighbor, invited me to this club. I didn't know it, Toastmasters. Okay, he said that it's sort of like, communication, public speaking thing. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of interested in communication and public speaking. So I attended the venue. And my neighbor, his name is Toastmaster Herman, he simply told me it will be at this mall. Now you can imagine a mall is so big, right? So I came to that mall. I arrived at the mall, right? I arrived at the mall. I didn't know where the location was, obviously, the room was. So I called my neighbor. He didn't pick up. And so I was just a little kid, right? 17, and like around 17, I asked the security then, Mister, do you know where Toastmasters is? He had no idea where that is. He didn't even know what it was. And I was like, is this a scam? Like, what is this club? So I walked around, and then like he finally texted me and replied me. And he said it was at the top floor. Okay, it was at the top floor. I went to the top floor, and then I entered the room, and there was a crowd of people, a huge crowd of people. It was so many people, and everyone was wearing so professionally. They're all adults, wearing so professional, wearing suit, wearing a shirt, and like, wow, that was a spectacular scene for me. And so I sat down there, and I was asked to deliver a table topics right at the end before the meeting ended. I wanted to go home. Initially, my neighbor promised me, if you come to this meeting, I will drive you home. But he didn't come, right? So finally, there's a savior, an angel called Suharjo Setio. Yeah, our current district director, he drove me home. And at that time, I think like 1 year or 2 years after that is when I finally knew that turns out his house is literally just across, it's just behind the mall. And he drove me, it's not that far, but like, at least 15 minutes to my house and then 15 minutes back. And at that time, I was thinking like, why don't you just ask others to do that? Why did you do it yourself? And that's when I first learned about leadership here in Toastmasters from our district director. Yeah, and I've told this story many times. And each time I'm always reminded on this thing in Toastmasters we call as servant leadership, the type of leadership we preach in Toastmasters, where we serve our members. But let's do a quick reality check, shall we? Because it sounds good on paper, but let's do a quick reality check. How many of you here have ever felt, even just for one tiny moment during your Toastmasters day, felt like, now that I agree to become a leader, why does it feel like I have more work to do and I'm actually given more tasks and more people? I actually have to follow more rules and more things. Like, I was a member, people serve me. Do you want to give your speech? Do you want to choose your mentor? Can you do your pathway? And now I'm asked by everyone to do that. The president called me midnight. VPE, have you organized our role takers for our meeting? Late at night. Have that ever happened to you? Or perhaps you're the AD or club expo, and it feels like, I thought being a leader means I get to boss people around, but now I'm being bossed around. So I like to share an analogy, just a little bit like the servant leadership. I can say it's a little bit similar to what we call as self-service industry. Can you imagine this? You eat at a fast food chain restaurant, like let's say McD. Everything is self-service, right? You order it yourself, you take the food yourself, you return the tray and you throw your leftover by yourself, you pay yourself. And when you check the bill, suddenly you see service fee 10%. I'm like, who are you paying this service fee to? Are you paying me? Because I need reimbursement. We service ourselves, self-service, but then they charge 10%. Isn't that crazy? Right? That's crazy, right? And I think we can all agree that it's crazy. Now, here's something crazier. Toastmasters leadership. It's also a little bit like self-service, You pay as a member. Let's say you become the club president. You organize the club. you handle the club, you help district and area achieve their goals, you don't get paid anything. But you know what's the crazier part? Let's say you're an AD, right? I need a role taker. Can you come? You go there, attendance fee 1 time. Each week, you go to 3 clubs, you pay 3 times attendance fee. We need just 1 more member to make the club survive. You put 2 membership in 2 clubs, pay double membership. And then there's a member who would like to join, but I think I will sponsor him. I will pay his membership fee. You pay 3 membership fee already. Let's say you organize something, and then there's a little bit of like miscellaneous fee, perhaps pin, or like you buy a pen, or perhaps the gas fee, nothing is reimbursed. So you actually pay more to serve more people. Isn't that crazy? Now, that's what people outside will see Toastmasters leadership journey. Perhaps a little bit absurd, perhaps a little bit journey, but that's what we are all doing, and doing so happily. Like, we actually run for this position and we are competing to run for this position of leadership. And so I also kind of question myself, why am I so stupid to join, to follow this leadership journey, right? I cannot join a contest anymore. I cannot meet Toastmaster Christopher on the stage anymore, as much as I would love to. And now I actually have to organize the contest. Like, area contest is upcoming. Help become chief judge at 2 area contests. Help become contest chair at the division. A lot of things. But then we all happily do so. And the reason why I believe we can all happily do so is because we understand one thing that a lot of people do not understand. And here, I'm trying to share not what we should do as a leader, but I would just like to remind everyone here what we have been doing as a leader. But perhaps we need a little bit of reminder of why we're doing it at the first place. And that is because, yes, we are serving others, but we are also serving ourselves. Because I believe that the reason why someone become a leader is not so that they can only serve other people, but because they have a goal, a mission, a purpose that they want to achieve, and they realize that I cannot do this alone. The district director realized that I cannot make the district the president distinguished district himself. I cannot make president distinguished division myself. We need, and we realize there are others who would like to help us. We've got all these amazing people who want to help us. All they need is our little bit of support. And that is what we serve to our members. So we are serving our members so that they can serve us better. I believe we all have ever felt at least one point in our life, it feels like we are becoming a leader, but then we are having too much responsibility. It feels like we are at the top, we're alone. You know, that's what people like to say, like, the moment you're a leader, you're going to be on top alone. No one is going to understand your responsibility, blah, 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 blah. And it feels like such a bad thing to become a leader when it's actually not, when we realize that we're actually serving others, we're helping others achieve their maximum potential so that they can help us achieve our maximum potential as well. And that is what we're doing here in Toastmasters. A VPE organizes a meeting, not because, I need to organize a meeting again. Twice a month, it's always me. Every single time I need to chat like 10,000 people as if they are celebrity. Can you? And then they say no, you know. Even asking a celebrity to sign my shirt is not as difficult, perhaps, right? But then the reason why we're doing it is clear. Because we want the best meeting possible. We want to run the meeting, and we realize we cannot run the meeting alone. And good thing is, we've got a VPE to help us, and we are that role. If we're a president, we'll be thinking like, by the way, fun fact, a little bit of flexing. I actually have a third thing that I can flex. My club, Polonia Toastmasters Club, has always reached President Distinguished Club for more than 20 years, straight from the moment it's chartered until today, President Distinguished Club. And so we always like to joke to the new president. Yeah, we have always reached perfect perfect president distinguished status. So like this year, no pressure, no pressure. And then like there's fighting a lot. The president, I didn't sign up for this. I thought I'm going to be president. I didn't sign up for this, and then this fight. But as a president too, we realize we have this goal that we want to achieve, and we cannot do that if we're alone, and we cannot do that if we don't serve our members and our club exco. I'm here just to remind everyone a very simple thing. Based from what I learned from Toastmasters is that we all run from the same value, which is we are here to serve our members, right? It is true when I say, my district director serve me, right? Because our district director also serve each one of us, actually. And it's the same way how we are serving our own division, our own area, our own club, our own members. It's the same thing. And it is this support that I believe we should also share, not just in Toastmasters, but outside of Toastmasters also. Because imagine a world where everyone is serving each other, where everyone is helping each other grow to their best potential. And in a way, when doing so, they also achieve their greatest potential. Because that's what I felt in Toastmasters. I have a lot of people, adults especially, who came up to me and they say, Kay, you are so different. Or like, you're only 21, you don't speak or you don't act like people your age. You sound so professional, blah, blah, blah. And every time someone do that, I almost hand them a Toastmaster pamphlet. Sign here. But then in reality, it's all because of Toastmasters. When people come and tell me, how can you be so confident in speaking to people who are much older than you? Because there are people older than me who's already get married before I even born, right? Yet I speak to them like a friend, or I speak to them also in a confident manner. And like, how is it possible? Toastmaster pamphlet. Yeah, because that's the reality. We're all here serving each other, leading each other to become our best possible self, and also our members to become their best possible self. And so I would like to encourage, because I believe that everyone here are also leaders or perhaps future leaders, that it is never wrong to serve others. Because the moment we serve others, trust me, we will also be served. Not served in a way that they praise us, they give us like sesajenan, they give us, like food, nothing like that. They donate us money, nothing like that. But they serve us in a way that we also grow. We also grow. We learn to be more mature. We learn to be more confident. We learn to be a better leader. And I think the most important thing, we learn that there are things greater than us and that there's nothing that we can do alone. There's a famous saying that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you have to go together. And I believe when it comes to us humans, it is cooler to say I have run a marathon than I have run a 100-meter dash. So we always want to go far. And in going far, we have to join hand in hand together. We cannot do it alone. The next time you serve your members, just believe that they will also serve a purpose with you. And that is what I mean with leadership starts with you. Not only the basic, we have to lead ourselves first in our day-to-day action. Yes, that's true. But leadership in the sense that we also remember that what we're doing is for the member. And in doing that, we also remember that we will also be benefited. A lot of people burn out simply because they either forget their purpose or they feel like what they do don't matter anymore. When you're a leader, all you do always matters to you and the people around you. So start with what is your purpose in becoming a leader and grow other people so that you can achieve that purpose together with your team. Yeah, Skip. I like to end it this way. Since the timer is green anyway, and I promise I will not go over time, right? I also don't know what else to say. I will end with the leadership definition, and this is according to Gen Z and Gen Alpha dictionary. So, leadership is when you low-key got the risk to make the squad stop NPCing, lock in, and cook together toward the vision for real. No L's, no 6-7, only 10s, only W's, no cap. Basically, what it's saying is what I've been preaching this whole time. Leadership is when you get people to work together with you to do the things and to reach the vision that you envision together. And not only giving half of your heart, but you're giving 10 of your heart, and you try your very best in serving others and serving yourself as a leader as well. So that is how a Gen Z sees leadership. That will be all from me. I will give it back to our MC. Thank you very much. Our moderator, DTM Rona. Thank you very much.
Wow. Let's give a round of applause to our second speaker, Kedelix Fa. Hey, I really love your last point. Really love it. Do you all love the last point? I think that summarized your whole speech today. Being a leader is serving others. And you work together with people to achieve your vision and goals together. And I really enjoy and really amazed about your personal journey on how you get to Toastmaster. I know Herman, and he is a very long time Toastmaster, and he really enjoy not just attending Medan Toastmaster clubs, but also all over Indonesia and Malaysia, probably because he attended so many meetings, maybe even like a few meetings a week. And he is a dedicated Toastmaster. So you are lucky in having people inviting you to Toastmasters. Because for me as well, when I say that I joined Toastmaster at very late, I would say, because my age compared to yours, you are a Gen Z probably, and I am a baby boomer. And I just knew Toastmaster in 2019. It means like way late, you know. And I thought that I wish somebody have told me before. I wish that I knew Toastmaster younger, when I was younger. So those of you who know Toastmaster much younger, you are the lucky ones. But again, we say that never too late. So whatever age you are, never too late to join Toastmaster and keep learning. So you share your journey on how you joined Toastmaster, and then you have your leadership reality check that in Toastmaster is a servant leader. It means being a leader is not people serve you, but actually you serve others. And in fact, not only you spend your energy, but also your money. But you are so willingly to do so, so happily, because you have goals to achieve. And you do it with energy, with passion, and with love. So you said that understand what others don't understand, and you cannot do it alone. And as a leader, and you said you have too much responsibility. But I believe you also learn a lot from being a leader in Toastmaster. That's my summary of and take from K speech. Leadership start with you. Now let's go into the panel discussions, shall we? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, for the audience, if you have any questions, you can write or maybe open mic later on. But I, as the moderator, will start questions to this two speaker. I think I will start with Chris. in your presentation, you said that Prisian Fasibers impacted your life a lot in terms of public speaking.
Mm.
And you mentioned it several times. In fact, I was kind of wondering, how does it impact you and what impact does it have on you?
Yeah, so DTM Rona, the title of President Vasilev's speech was changed by attire, and in that speech, I think Kay mentioned it in the chat box. It is one of my favorite speech, and in that speech, the message is to reach out. So if I would like to share a bit of a speech, he was getting a flat tire, but he was very like he doesn't want to reach out and ask for help. And in the end, he is like making a fool out of himself before he finally have the courage to just reach out and ask for help. So I think when I see that speech and I watch that speech, I think I also felt that way back then because I was a kid with I'm an introverted kid and I was doing everything by myself. And whenever I need help, I was so afraid to ask people, afraid to reach out. But after I watched that speech, I think it hit me like, wow, yeah, I think that simple speech could make me wonder and try to change my character. Like, yeah, I think it's better if I reach out whenever I make difficulties. So yeah, that speech, that simple 6 minute speech can have a lot of more impact than, like I said, like a long 15 to 20 minute TED talk. And that's what makes me amazed by the power of a Toastmaster speech. Yeah.
Thanks, Chris, for sharing. Now, my second question is to our second speaker. You have been a leader in Toastmaster in so many ways, in many years. And being a leader and public speaker, we hope not only impact our life in Toastmaster, but also impact our life outside of Toastmaster. So maybe if you can share, how does your involvement being a leader in Toastmaster impact your life outside of Toastmaster?
Yes, thank you, DTM Rona. Definitely in a lot of ways, guys. Actually, in every possible way, in everything that I do. For example, when I'm leading the public speaking club in my university 2 years ago, and now I'm trying to also build my own public speaking academy here in Medan. It's a lot of different type of leadership quality that you have to showcase and you have to commit to every single day. Those kind of things like servant leadership and other leadership qualities that I learned in Toastmasters really also help me to, for example, when I'm trying to find a team, how to find the right people in my team and how to properly motivate them. I think that is also very important. I believe Toastmaster Christopher, owning his own agency, also feel that the importance of leading instead of simply employing. And in my university, in what I do in my professional life, I think just having that also idea that, okay, if we want to go far, we have to do it together and we can never do things alone. I think is one of the most impactful and major thing that I learned that I actually apply to my own life.
Okay, thanks for sharing. Now that I think, Chris, you have been thinking, dreaming about joining Toastmaster, and you didn't know that Toastmaster exists in Indonesia. Now that you have been a member of Toastmaster for 9 months, what surprise do you get from Toastmaster, and what is your turning point?
For surprises, I think there are a lot of surprises to the Rona. Since the first time I went to the Toastmaster meeting, the first thing that got me surprised was the role takers. I remembered I listened to the counter. Everyone knows what a counter is, right? And I was shocked. What? They counted the ums, and then comes the grammarian, and then comes and everything. I mean, how can a small club get so many rules, and how does this small meeting can run so efficiently? That's the first surprise that I got. And that role takers is like I've known Toastmasters, watch the video. There are no counter videos on the World Championship Public Speaking, right? So everything about the role takers, and later I found out about like what K. Delic said, like the leadership, the area director becoming a division director, and even becoming the club president. It's very unique, and I don't see that this kind of community exists like in any other form than Toastmasters. And to later found out that none of them were like being paid to do it. It makes it even more like amazing because and also I see a lot of great speakers who won like contests and everything else. They are not just public speakers, they're also leaders and they also serve. Like my mentor, DTM Natalie, I first known her as how good she was when she did public speaking. But then she told me, like, Chris, I was an AD and I was serving this and that. I was amazed at how this Toastmasters community can shape people to become leaders, just like what Kate Alex says. Yeah.
Thank you. In fact, our past district director, Alan Ang, he was a district director, I think, when I started my journey in Toastmaster, probably in the year 2020 to 2020 to 2021. I think he was the district director, and now he is the third winner of World Public Speaking Championship. So you can do both, and it's really amazing. Thank you. And now I also ask Kay, what surprised you about Toastmaster after joining Toastmaster?
Okay, what surprised me? I'm definitely surprised that my neighbor who invited me he had actually been a member before I was born. So like his membership is already more than 20 years and I'm like 21 years. So he was already a member before I was born. And so I was very shocked that there are someone who committed so deeply into Toastmasters for like more than 20 years. So he joined before his son was even born, I think. And then now he already has a granddaughter. So like you get that life cycle going on with Toastmasters as part of your life. And yeah, I was also surprised definitely that Toastmasters is not just a small community. The first time I joined the Bali conference was the time when I realized like it was the first time, and I'm not being racist or anything. It's the first time I actually meet in person someone whose skin is black. And I was so shocked because I only see that in the movies. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so amazing. And like he spoke so well. I forgot his name, but he was a speaker. He was from Africa, I believe. And so it was like at that time I was like, wow. Had I not joined Toastmasters, then I would definitely not be able to meet these people. And yeah, I also met Mas Mahathir, and I also competed against they have the title in Malaysia, which they call as what do they call that again? The title in Malaysia if you receive like a special recognition from the government.
Datuk.
Yeah, Datuk. At first, I thought like at first I didn't know, right? Datuk. I thought it was his name, you know. And so like I searched up Datuk and like, oh my gosh. And then I just realized, and definitely he was so humble. I actually met him inside the toilet. I was rehearsing my speech in the toilet and I met him and he wished me a good luck. He was also competing. So like I was surprised to know that everyone is just so positive and humble and such good character shown in Toastmasters. I think the only place where a competition definitely doesn't feel like a competition. It feels like a group sharing session, you know? Yeah, I think that's what Toastmasters is special about. Yeah.
Yeah, diversity in Toastmaster and people are very positive. I think I remember, I think that was in Bali conference, we have a speaker, I think an education speaker from South Africa. Yes.
Yes,
I
correct.
remember I attended and listening to his speech, and he was a very good speaker. I think
Yes.
at that time I thought that he was one of the best education speaker, I think, because
Yeah.
way points. But I don't remember his name. But he flew all over from South Africa, I believe. Yeah. So
Yes,
thanks
I
for
believe it's
sharing.
Andrew Suro.
Okay,
And
that
in Malaysia.
you have been a leader and you are now a Division M director, but a lot of people are reluctant to take leadership positions in Toastmaster. You know, they for many reasons, you know, maybe they don't want to spend any time, maybe spending money, etc. They don't have the energy. So how do you encourage these people to take leadership roles?
All right. So for me, for my case, what I didn't have at first before I step into this, my consideration before I step into this role was, can I do it? I think that's also what most people are facing, right? Like we know that if we properly manage our time, if we know how being in this leadership position can benefit us, can serve our purpose as well, we actually would like to take it because who don't want this opportunity to lead an international organization, to be part of it in this leadership journey together? And for me, at that time, I was like, how could I? Like, area is enough. No district. Like, come on, no district. But one thing is that we have people who support us and got our back. So I think it's very important for us to serve our members and to serve our leaders as well on how we can make them feel safe taking the role, knowing that, and this is what we all, and this is what we often say here in our division, is that if you become a leader, you don't need to worry about anything. You're not paid anyway, so just enjoy it. Because I feel like a lot of people, they sweat a lot when they hear like, oh my god, I'm becoming a leader, and then they sweat like they think of, oh my god, now I have this responsibility, that responsibility. Just enjoy it. You're not paid anyway. This is a voluntary organization anyway. So do what you have to do, learn what you have to learn, lead the way you wish to lead. And I think that's the most important thing we need to share with our future leaders as well. Sometimes they might not feel that they're ready. Sometimes they might not feel that they are capable to take the role. And so we always have to be the one who push them off the cliff a little bit, so that they can fly, flap their wings and actually fly. Yeah.
Yeah, and also for those people who are asked, probably like one of the speech that we listen to, we see something in them.
Yes.
We see something in them. So say yes. Take the
Yeah.
role. When you are asked, say yes.
Exactly.
Thank you. And now the question is to Chris. Chris, you have been dreaming and knowing that you want to join Toastmaster. But many people probably is not in the same position of like you. So what would you say to someone who is considering joining but feels nervous about speaking in public?
Yes, thank you, Ditya Rona. I have this saying, I often say this to my future guests in my club and also my fellow Toastmasters members, is that people nowadays are very worried about like the age of AI and technology and everything. But to me, that people, as long as they're alive, they will not want to go to a place and listen to a robot speak. That will not happen. They will only want to listen to people speak. So if we have the power, the capability, the skill to speak in public, it will benefit us a long way. And one of my dream of joining Toastmasters, like my small goal, is that I want to be confident and be brave every time someone hands a microphone to me, or every time like they want me on the stage and speak. I don't want to feel any fear. That was my small goal. And I think from Toastmasters, I have achieved that. And I always tell people, like, if you're given a microphone, you've given a chance to lead, to speak, and you cannot do it because of your fear of public speaking, I think that's a big loss for you. And if you understand that, then I think Toastmasters is a great way to start. It's not a public speaking course. It's not an English course, definitely, but it gives you more than that, because like the tagline is where leaders are made, right? And I always tell them, this is by far, I think if you say in terms of money, this is the cheapest way that you can learn to speak, you can learn to become a leader, and you can become a better version of yourself. So spend your money, spend your time, and join a Toastmasters club. That's my takeaway.
Yeah. Chris, I think you assume that everyone would love to take that mic. But we know that a lot of people would say no because of their fear. Because as the statistic, the survey said, the number one fear is not death, but about public speaking. So it's not
Yeah.
as easy as it is. So from your experience, how can Toastmaster help overcome those fears?
Yeah, so in Toastmasters, when we become a member, we are forced to do the pathways, right? We are forced to do the icebreaker, to do the projects. That's why when people, because I'm the VPPR right now, there are a lot of guests like saying to me like, why do I need to become a member? I could just visit a club and do table topics for free. I say to them, yeah, but you will not be evaluated. You will not grow from that. Because when we join Toastmasters, the most valuable thing is the Pathways project. You are forced to speak. If you don't want to speak, then your VPE will keep contacting you, right? Just like what Kate says. And that drive that the VPE forcing you to speak is making you, I would say, automatically grow to become a better speaker. That's the power of joining Toastmasters. The membership. And I always say to them, if you like what Ditya Morona said, what if they don't want to take the mic? I always tell them this analogy, this story. Imagine if you are visiting a mall and when you exit, you forgot your ticket. What do? You panic, right? Everyone behind you is just like honking that beep, 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 wanting you to like, where's your ticket, man? Just get your ticket out, but you cannot find it. That feeling is the same when you are given a chance in front of public to speak and then you're afraid. That feeling will come to you where in any situation, I don't know when, but it will come to you. And when it comes to you, if you're not ready to hold the mic and speak, you will regret your decision to join Toastmasters. Yeah, that's it, Ditya Morona.
Thanks. And I love your metaphor about honking, because I experienced myself one day, this is in New York, by the way, in New York, New Jersey, a port tunnel. And I went to the wrong tunnel where you have to throw in the coin. And I don't have any coin and I don't prepare because we were new and we could not read the sign very quickly. So we just go into the line and suddenly honking so long line and I couldn't find the coin. It's in the US and we were visiting at the time. And it was so terrible feeling, and we just searching, but finally we get it over, but it was, we were very panicked. We were panicked. So thank you for taking that day-to-day example in your answer. Now let me go back to Kay. You mentioned that leadership starts with you. But what does that mean in the context of Toastmaster?
Yes, definitely like two things, right? One, how we can serve our members so that they can serve our mission and vision as well. But also secondly is also understanding how leadership can also benefit us and how it can also make us a better, not just leader, but also a better person overall. Because I have already shared based from my journey in Toastmasters, how it has benefited me from someone who's afraid to reach out to other people. Yeah, reach out to other people, to someone who now it's easy to reach out to other people because now as leaders, we have to reach out Previously, perhaps we don't need to reach out. We wait for someone to reach out to us. But now we have to reach out to others. And I think the the muscle, the muscle of reaching out is also an important muscle for us to train, and that we can train as becoming a leader here in Toastmasters as well.
Thank you. Now let me connect, both topic, the art of public speaking and the leadership start with you. So how are leadership and public speaking connected in Toastmaster, Val? Kay, sorry, Kay.
Yes. I like to share one thing about me is that back then, previously, I'm always very afraid to chat people, especially, these distinguished people, distinguished Toastmasters, for example. And so I was the president of my club, right, at that time. And we had this Polonia anniversary where we usually personally invite each and every one of our past presidents. So at that time it was like more than 20 presidents, more than 20 people, more than 20 distinguished people who I don't know and they don't know me as well, that I have to chat out of nowhere. They might think I'm a scammer or something, right? And so at that time, I also learned not just copywriting, not just how to write a proper message in WhatsApp, but also I also learned the courage to also not just speak on stage, but also communicate in our daily life in such way. How we are able to speak to people who we usually would be nervous to speak to. I think that's also one aspect of communication that we don't usually highlight in Toastmasters. We thought of communication as in speaking on stage, but also speaking outside of the stage in our day-to-day conversation, speaking with our clients, speaking with our parents, even speaking with everyone that we know. It requires courage as well. So at that time, I was writing the message, right? So what I did was I wrote down first everything, and then I copy, and then I paste it, I send it, and then I close my phone. Yeah, because I didn't know why, but it felt very awkward for me. So that is what I did. But just exactly like the honking metaphor that has been delivered by Toastmaster Christopher, once you're there, the gate always say, if you don't found the ticket, don't go back. So that's me pasting, sending, not going back. And then, yeah, at the very least, I sent it already, and then I just open it later on. Yeah.
So you polish your communication skill, not just public speaking skill,
Yes.
as a leader, then you practice it in daily life by inviting those distinguished guests.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
indeed. I
also
think there
members
is,
and guests.
yeah, I think indeed there is a very important skill because especially in Indonesia, people feel very awkward, sungkan ya bahasa Indonesianya tuh.
Yes, exactly.
Sungkan
Yes,
to invite, people who we think is a lot higher than us. Right? So
exactly,
it has to
exactly.
be, you have to build your own confidence and you have to build your communication skill on how to approach them. Yeah, thank you for sharing. And the same question for Chris. So, how are leadership and public speaking connected in Toastmaster?
Yeah. So I think most of the points have been said beautifully by Toastmaster K. And yeah, in leadership, I think I am right now currently running a small agency for design and especially web design. I have a few people that is under my supervision. I have to lead them to make certain tasks. And learning public speaking is very beneficial. And I think if we speak in our work, in our professional life, everything is considered public speaking because we are not talking to our friend, right? We're talking to people that are working, that are professionals. We need to have some skills to make our points understandable. And sometimes the hard part is when we are going to tell something that is not pleasant to them, we have to make it not hurting their feelings and everything. I learned a lot of that in Toastmasters, like by making a speech, by giving a speech as role takers. Those small kinds of things improves our daily communications, and even with, like Kay said, with our parents and with our families, without realizing, we are getting better at just talking to them and making sure that our point get across. That's I think the most beneficial thing that I got. And yeah, by becoming a better speaker, better communicator, we can better lead people and better influence people like what we want. We can get it more easily, I would say. And everything starts with public speaking, communication, and yeah, it will go to leadership after that.
Yeah,
you.
thank you for sharing. Indeed, I think if we see many leaders, they are very good communicator. And I'm really amazed actually. When they speak, it seems like they have been practicing and impactful, and they don't have any and they use proper pauses. They use the right vocal variety. So to be a good leader, or what I observed, many good leaders are good communicator. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Now, in closing, I would like to ask if you could describe the heart of Toastmasters in one sentence, what would it be? This could be for both Chris and Kay, and I will ask Kay first.
Oh no. I was really hoping like, please Toastmaster Chris first. Oh, okay. The heart of Toastmaster in one word.
One sentence, not one word.
Oh,
In
okay,
one-
one sentence. Thank you so much. We are Toastmasters. We cannot speak only one word. Yeah, okay. So for me, the heart of Toastmasters, actually one word or two words, the people. Because for me, the people is when we actually learn everything. You see, from the moment we deliver a speech, we definitely we cannot do public speaking when there's no one, right? We learn public speaking because there's an evaluator, there's also someone involved. We join a Toastmasters meeting because there are the club excos who do that. The club can thrive, the club can exist at the first place because of the area directors, the division directors. They can exist because of the support of the district, so on and so forth. We join contests, we learn from others, we become a leader, we learn by others, we are led and supported by other leaders, we learn together with other leaders. So the heart of Toastmasters is, I think, in two words, the people. The people who are very positive, who I have also mentioned, very humble, very uplifting, very inspiring. Everyone in Toastmaster sees something in each other, and I think that's the most beautiful thing. And yeah, the heart of Toastmasters is the people.
Thank you. So the heart of Toastmaster is the people from Kay. Now, what is the heart of Toastmaster from Chris?
I would not say the heart, but I think if I want to describe like a Toastmasters in a sentence, is I like to use the word potential, because I think Toastmasters is a place where we can bring people in and it maxes out their potential. I've seen a lot of people in my club in my, I think 1 year or around 1 year I've been in Toastmasters. I've seen all of my Toastmasters member in my club grow like exponentially. When they first joined Toastmasters, they cannot speak. I mean, they stutter even. Right now, they're speaking very confidently, very fluently, and I don't know when does that happen. But seeing them now and comparing them to when they joined, it's amazing how just doing the projects can change someone. And I don't think that Toastmasters is giving anything to them, but I believe that Toastmasters is bringing out their potential. They had it in them the whole time, but maybe in the right environment, in that community, that potential can just appear and rise. And I think if I were to describe Toastmasters in one sentence, I think it's Toastmasters brings out the potential in everyone. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, I think indeed Toastmaster transform people. And I have seen it many, many times myself, that how someone who is lacking confidence when they started Toastmaster become very confident, very good speaker, and successful in their life outside of Toastmaster because of their public speaking skill, because of their improved confidence, and also they learn about leadership. So our time is up. Thank you very much, Kay and also Chris, for sharing. That's from me as moderator. But now we have questions from the audience. So I have the mic open. Anyone who would like to ask questions, please raise your hand, and then I will call your name to let you open your mic. Okay, Cristianto Agung, the first one. Chris, please ask your question, and who would you like to ask your question to?
Thank you, Miss Rona. I want to ask Christopher, Toastmaster Christopher, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, first and foremost, such a great speech. I feel inspired.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, you said that you're an introverted person, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's interesting because as an introverted person, you know, like I just want to ask you, how do you feel as a person, an introverted person, you know, like doing all this stuff, like doing the exco, and if I'm not mistaken, you are the VPPR, right?
Yes.
And also in the same time, you know, pursuing mastering the craft of public speaking is not very introvertedly like. You know, I'm asking because like, well, it's not a surprise if lots of good public speakers, lots of good leaders are extroverted person, but you know, like doing this as an introverted person, I was curious. I just want to know what what the experience, and maybe you want to share the perks as an introverted person crafting their social and public speaking skill and doing all these roles in Toastmaster, and how does Toastmaster helping you getting through that? And yeah, that is my question. Thank you for the chance.
Okay, thank
Thank
you, Ko Chris. Actually, Toastmaster Cristianto is a member of our club, STC. He just joined. So yeah, very much welcome, Toastmaster Cristianto. And to answer the question, and to be honest, I used to be very introverted, but I think with Toastmasters, I question my introverted personality. But yeah, I think introverted means that when we hang around people for too long, we become exhausted, right? We get energy from being alone at home, just not being with people. We recharge our energy for that. And if you ask me how do I manage to like learn public speaking and also doing exco, I think it's my way of uh, getting my way of not being trapped in my introvertedness, I would say. Because when we label ourselves as introvert, usually we don't like to meet people. But meeting people is very essential, right, in life. And when we label ourselves introverted, we do not want to speak in public. But speaking in public is very essential. So that's the skill that we need to have. And if we realize that, like myself, I realized that, oh, yeah, I'm introverted. I need some way to make myself less introverted and more like not being afraid to speak and like meeting new people. That's why I took the exco role, and that's why I learned public speaking, actually, to make myself less introverted and yeah, speak more and meet a lot of people, and it will open a lot of new opportunities for me. So yeah, being in Toastmasters is a good thing because you're forced to speak and you're forced to meet new people, even though you're an introvert. So that's it.
Does it answer
Actually,
your question?
yes, it really answered my question, and I'm going to use that if I want to, you know, like ask my introverted friends and relatives if I want to ask them to join Toastmaster, and their reason is, oh, I'm a shy person, I'm an introverted person. I'm gonna base my answer from what Toastmaster Christopher said,
Sure.
and yeah, so yeah, it's really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chris. And now let's go to the second question
Yeah,
from the
Rona.
audience. Gatot, please state who you want to ask the question and what your question is. If you can open your video, that would be great, Gatot.
Thank you, Ibu Rona. I think Kadli want to say something before?
Yes, can I add a little bit on top of Toastmaster Chris'
Sure.
response? Yeah. So actually, I'm also an introvert. So I'm 51% introverted, 49% extroverted. So in my MBTI, I'm also introverted. And that's actually true. I can actually feel it. If you meet me in my day to day, I actually am not a very talkative person. So in my group of friends, they usually speak a lot. They gossip, they share a lot of things, and I'm the one sitting, listening, and they ask me, you don't have any stories? Like, no, I don't have any stories. Nah, nothing. But then what based from my observation, a lot of great speakers are actually introverted people. That's actually true. So I know someone, he's the most awkward person when you actually talk to him directly. He's very introverted. He's like really, really introverted, socially awkward even. But the moment he steps on the stage, he delivers one of the best speeches. So it is true that introvert and extrovert, I don't think it relates to your public speaking skill at all, because those are two totally different things. You can be an extremely introvert person, but expert communicator at the same time. So I think that is just the groupthink of people that they like to put as an excuse. So I don't think that's an excuse. A lot of introverts people met a lot of introverts people who become very great speakers, much better than extroverts even. Yeah.
Thank you for adding yours. Basically, when you are up in the stage, then you forget about the audience and you build your confidence to speak. Thank you. Now, Gatot, can you please ask your question to Kay?
I have two questions for both of them.
Okay, sure.
So first of all, I apologize that I won't be able to turn on camera since I'm still on my way home from work. And I would like to say thank you so much for both speakers. It's such a very glad to see a very young, talented, and full of potential that just like both of you. So my question first for the Christopher. So as you mentioned earlier that the communication is like an art, and the Toastmasters is your studio. So let's say I believe that the product is communication skill itself. So according to you, in your experience, to make sure that this communication skill as a product is sold out outside of Toastmaster, and we can say that Toastmaster as a studio is very valid to produce such a good product, which is communication skill. According to you, what is the particular features in communication skill you earn in Toastmaster that you believe it's distinguished compared to other places? So that's a question for Christopher. And the second one for the Catholics. You mentioned, I was so glad when you shared about the definition of leadership according to the Gen Z. So my question is, now people talk about the intergeneration gap happen all the time between boomers, millennials, and current generation or generation Z or whatever you call it. So my question is, have you ever experienced that leadership gap between generation in your club, and how do you troubleshoot it? Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Gatot. I think if you ask me, the qualities that is different from maybe the other community is, I would say, the safe space. I think I don't go to many other public speaking communities, but what I get from Toastmasters is, as I said, a very safe space for speaking. That's also what I heard from the new members and also the guests that are coming to my club. Why? Because, as I said, we only learn to speak by speaking. No matter how much books we read, no matter how many videos we watch, and I would like to say this, no matter how many times we practice in our room, for example, we practice speaking to, like, say we face a wall and then we talk. It's very different from actually talking to real people. And actually speaking, even though it's only in front of like 10, 15 people, the experience of doing that itself is a great quality for any speaker. Because what I saw a lot of people who don't like public speaking is because they don't have the place for they actually do that. And if they know that in Toastmasters they can just speak, they do projects, and it can help them, I think they're very interested to join. Yeah, so my point is that a lot of people don't have the skills of public speaking is because they never even try. They never even try because they don't have the proper place to do so, the safe place where they can get feedbacks, the place where the audience are not like judging you, right? And the place where we can learn from each other. After we speak, we can hear other people speak. And that community is, I think, very valuable. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris, for your answer. Next is Kay.
Yes. So from me about the leadership gap, definitely it exists, but not in a way that actually hinders the leadership quality. I would say that because taking from my club experience, my club actually has a lot of young Gen Zs now as the club officer. Before I joined, there's no Gen Z at all. I'm the one and only Gen Z, one out of two Gen Z who joined together. And during DTM Suarjo's time, he was the youngest member at that time when he first joined. Right now, he's one of the oldest. So you can see how it shifts very quickly. So us as the Gen Z, or perhaps in the future later on, there will be Gen Alphas joining us soon, right? So I think the number one thing that we have to remember and acknowledge is that each generation has different perspective and different way of seeing things. For example, I believe that people, millennials or baby boomers, usually when you are as a speaker in an event, for example, if you are young, you will not say your age, right? Because it feels like you are not credible, your lack of experience. But in our generation now, the younger we are, the more we want to share. So every time I go on a stage, I share, I'm only 21 years old. And bam, I share, I have already done this and done that. Now it becomes a cool thing. So the same way with back then, perhaps the older generations are more rule focused. We abide by the rules, certain standards, we make SOPs, so on and so forth. We follow it very closely, which is a great thing. But nowadays generation, the younger generations, they're more like, our rules are meant to be broken, and they actually break it. Back then it was just, metaphor. Now they actually break it. So nowadays, people are more adaptable, more flexible, perhaps sometimes also, more deadline, closer to deadline when they do their things. Yeah, we know, but then understanding that dynamic shift is important and just going with the flow, because each generation has their own different characteristics and their own way of seeing things. So perhaps the next time you have a Gen Z leader who always do things very close to the deadline, I don't know, perhaps like just trust that he will be able to deliver on D-Day. And perhaps sometimes if the Gen Z seems like they're very chill, there's a meeting and they don't do any GR, they go with the flow, then just let them go with the flow, because we're all unique in our own way, and that also comes with the generation characteristics. Yeah.
Thank you. Gatot, do both of the speakers answer your questions?
Yes, thank you so much for Catholics and Christopher for such a wonderful answer.
Thank you. For the intermittent, I would like to ask all, not just the speakers, if you have the opportunity and you could give a speech anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? And you can just put it in the chat box. Okay, move on, move on. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Exactly. So like this place, Kay?
I thought of the same thing actually, and I wanted to buy, and you wrote it.
Where would it be?
Nice.
In my wedding ceremony, at school, at UN headquarters, conference, Geneva, UN, yes. In a meeting where my ex-boss attend, or why ex-boss, Gatot?
Wow.
Okay. In the choice between heaven and hell. Wow. Okay, more? Okay, if we have no more, then there is a nice intermezzo, and maybe it's something for us to think about, because then it will give us a goal or a vision. Maybe one day we will be able to do as we wish. Yeah, something to think about. Now let's go to the next speaker, Deva Virandana. Please ask your questions and who you want to
Okay,
ask the questions to.
thank you, Ibu Rona. Hello everyone. I'm Deva from Magical Bali Toastmaster Clubs. By the way, I'm also a Gen Z and a new member who just joined last month. You know, as a Gen Z, we often like things that are instant. We want quick result and fast progress. And I have noticed that you both have learned and grown so quickly to reach where are you now. So I'm curious and I want to ask to both of you about if you were to start your Toastmaster journey all over again, what would you do differently and what advice would you give to new members like me?
Okay.
Would like to go first?
Okay, I think I will go first.
Okay.
A bit disclaimer. I was born in I was born in 1996, so it's a last year of the millennials. So technically I'm not a Gen Z. But yeah, I think I understand what you meant, Deva, Toastmaster Deva. And for in terms of public speaking, I think the quickest way to like move to the next level is just try to speak more. And the next important thing is to record it. So since the first time I joined Toastmasters, I always record every time I speak as a prepared speech speaker, as a role taker. Also, I record everything. So then after I went home, I just like look at the recording to see how did I go. And I still have the recording. The first time I became a timer, it was not that good. If there's just being like a role taker, the way we speak is, yeah, it's different from people who are like used to speak a lot. So that way I can know, oh, I think I used a lot of filler words. I think I spoke too long, too fast. By doing that, by looking at the recording, we can know a lot of things. And up until now, I still record every time I do my prepared speech. For example, like last week was my regular meeting. I delivered a speech. I did record it. So then I can analyze it, and I have my mentor. When I do mentoring session with her, I just play my recording and analyze it. So I think that's the one of the quickest way for new speakers to learn public speaking is by speaking a lot, and don't forget to record every one of it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, next is Kay.
All right. So from me personally, if I were to go back again, I don't think I would change anything because I feel like I did do the right things already. And part of it is because we like things that are instant, right? Exactly because we like things that are instant and fast, we should do more speeches. Every single meeting we do speeches so that we can grow faster. Yeah. And that's exactly what I did actually. I delivered a speech almost every other meeting. And I didn't record my speeches, but they're all online anyway, so I didn't record them, but I sort of learned every single time, watch WCPS also, and learn, oh, creative thinking, how to write my speech more compelling. And from that, also joining contests is very important, I believe, because in a regular meeting, perhaps we only deliver, okay, 50% of our potential. We only give our 60% perhaps, but the moment you're in contest, the adrenaline, you get sweaty, you actually prepare in the toilet, and then you actually meet a datuk, right? And then shake hand with him. Yeah, those are the experiences that you can obtain only from contests. When you in the contest, you actually give your 100%. And I think doing that 100% is so important so that we can actually know where our highest potential is. And so we can identify what is missing and how can I be better. That is exactly what I learned from the contest. I didn't directly go to district, by the way. I think only area and then division and then yeah, actually I went to district. But those are the kind of spirit that we bring 100% every time, then we can be better from there. Yeah.
Does it answer your question, Diva?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Chris and Kay. Thank you
Okay,
so
thank
much.
you. And we have our last audience question, Belinda. I think please try to make it short as we run out of time. So Belinda, time is yours.
Sorry, last minute. I just want to ask Catholics actually, when you have members who are not pulling the weight, for example, as goal, okay, and the person is actually quite experienced in terms of public speaking, that's his breadwinning actually, okay, but he's not taking up any pathways and whatever not and programs and whatever not. How are you gonna resolve this situation or try to encourage him to do the projects and stuff like that?
Can I ask Toastmaster Belinda, if he's good, doesn't that mean that he's delivering a lot of speeches then?
Yeah, his job is an MC, okay, and he's a community leader, and practically he's speaking most of the time, and he is leaders for other clubs actually, which is like the BNI, for example, or JCI or Leo's or whatever, all these things actually. But she's new, for example, but he has some stature is a community leader, for example, and public speaking is just secondary for him. But he came in, okay, through a friend, okay, and at the same time, it's kind of like difficult to actually ask him to do things because he's always not around because he was so busy, for example, with other clubs and everything. So I have situations like that actually. So what can I do actually? Because you have been experienced with a lot of clubs,
Yeah,
So
yeah. All right. So I think has a exactly opposite problem from us. Yeah, we find it difficult to find experienced speaker. Now she has an experienced speaker, and yeah, exactly opposite problem. So sharing from my perspective, we have to acknowledge that people have different priorities, people have different time capacity, right? So when they actually do have the time, why not give a more special session to him, since he's actually such a potential speaker here. He's already a good speaker, right? So despite him being new, he can share a lot of insights to the members. So why not, when he actually has the time, perhaps he doesn't have to do his speech every single time, but he can be of benefit to the club and share his expertise. Perhaps we do like this session, make a special seminar for the club, edu session for the club, or even the area. That way, I believe he feel more purpose also, like, oh, he's actually sharing to more people. So in that way, he feels challenged. Therefore, he can also practice in a larger crowd, or at least in a new setting where not only his club members, but also perhaps the area. He feels challenged. He actually put more effort, and you actually get the insights from him that you can share with your area members. I think that will be good, not only for him, but also for you and the area. What do you think?
can do that. Thanks for that insightful solution. Okay. Again, the timing actually is the one that is the problem actually. He's always like our meetings, right? We can't just cater for him alone, you know what I mean? And whenever we try to cater for him alone, he's never turning up. That's my biggest problem actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then that is okay, no need. Definitely cater your members. Definitely we cater the majority, right? Even though perhaps he's better, but we still cater to our majority of the members. But whenever he can, perhaps like we plan it for next month where he actually do one meeting when he's available. And that's a special session. So not regular meeting, we cater to him. But okay, we cater to him during a special session where we actually get to learn much from him directly. Yeah, instead of just a 5-minute speech, he can actually share his insight for 1 hour. They will also, I think he will want to deliver more. Yeah,
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks a lot for the question and answer. And one thing which I could suggest, probably if he has difficulty in timing, maybe ask him when he has time. And it's not necessary that he attend your meeting, but attend another club meeting. That's also okay. But sometimes people are not comfortable. So one of your member who he is familiar with accompany him to come to that meeting. So he knows someone who is familiar to him. So that concludes our question and answer sessions, and I would like to thank to both of our speaker, Christopher Halim and Kedelix Fall, for sharing your insight, and thank you everyone for being such an engaged audience. Tonight we have learned that leadership truly begins within and that the public speaking is an art anyone can master through practice, feedback, and courage. Whether you are here as a member or guest, remember, every meeting is a chance to grow, lead, and inspire. Let's keep this spirit alive and make Toastmasters a place where leaders and speakers are met. One speech at a time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And I would like to give the control to our Toastmaster of the meeting, our organizing chair, Melita.
Thank you, our moderator, DTM Rona. What discussions, everyone. Please give a big applause, your virtual applause to our two speakers, Christopher and Kay Delix, and also our moderator, DTM Rona. Due to time constraint, we have to end the Q&A and discussion sessions. I think after this, we can have second sessions featuring two of our speakers and Burona again, and maybe we can add another speakers as well. It's a homework for our PR Gusti. Please note that. Before we end our session this evening, I would like to encourage you all to turn on your camera because it's time for us to flexing by taking a group photos. And the group photos will be led by our Zoom host, Gusti. So everyone, if you are still with us, please turn on your camera because we would like to take group photos. Yep. Cristianto Agung, please turn on your camera. Hi, Angelia. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you again in 3D motion. Yep. Dear iPhone, if you can rename your name, that will be wonderful. Or at least it put like the latest iPhone 17 or 18. Yes, and Dia, Kayum, Marja, Dinata, Lutfi. I will count in 3, 2, 1. Whoever it is, then please proceed to the group photos. Okay. Turn on your camera, please. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, no one? Okay, Gusti, go ahead. Over to you.
Okay, everyone, please put your biggest smile. I'm going to count to the 3. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Also, first pose. Second pose. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. All right, perform.
Thank you, everyone. If you are willing to dance, go to Bali. We can go to the beach club. Like Bali is always 24 hours party here. I live in Bali, by the way. Thank you very much. And Cebu, yeah, we can have a party or dance night in Cebu later on. So I invite you all to go to our conference, like 2026 District 87 conference in Cebu. So please join us. And then apologize again due to time constraints that we have to end the whole sessions. I hope as the OC, I would like to acknowledge the team and kudos to our public relations manager, that willing to do a double job as a Zoom host and SAA. Gusti, thank you very much for involving me. And again, our timer, Apri from Malang Toastmasters Club, thank you very much for helping us. One more thank you one more time to our moderator, DTM Rona. Still with us, right? Burona? Where's Burona? Yep, and then also two speakers. Oh, Verona is next to me on my screen. Thank you very much again, our speakers, Christophers and Kay. Chris, hope to see you in district as a district champion this time. And Cebu and Kay, I hope to see you on the States as a distinguished division director, so we can celebrate and dance together. Overall, I hope that the sessions will bring us a more encourage to us to find our voice. Let's find our voice together with like-minded people. As Kay said, it's the people. And also as Christopher says, like, let's mix out our potentials to transform ourselves to be the best of ourselves, as like DTM Rona mentions. The discussions between generations gap, that's really interesting. I'm not a Gen Z, unfortunately, millennial, but Gen Z and millennial is just like 6, 7. Like this, right? 6, 7. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. I encourage you all to join the next District 87 workshop. We do have our PQD team here. DTM Lucy, as mentioned by DTM Rafin, this Saturday, 4 p.m. GMT +8, Malaysia time or Bali time, that we will have another workshop by PQD program. It's called Panel Discussions on Club Coaching, that will be moderated by DTM Rafin and definitely featured a very nice speaker. So stay tuned, check District 87 Instagram, and I'll see you in the other workshop. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening and bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone. Good
Bye.
night.
Good night. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gusti. It's a wrap. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.